Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my little gardening show. We're down in the grow room where I'm checking on some plants, and I actually brought a whole flat of plants inside that should have been left out in the greenhouse, but apparently have been out in the van for the last 3 days. And fortunately, they're still alive. Caught in that mix were the DWC tomatoes, my Kellogg's Breakfast, and my Dester tomatoes. So I'm glad that they were discovered, and I now have them under the grow lights and on my heat mat here in the grow room at the house. So hopefully they'll perk up and ultimately catch up to where the other tomatoes are out at the greenhouse. But it's been just busy. There's a lot going on. My son plays baseball, and so helping coach. He's got a couple games each week. So we had a game tonight. Got another W. So that's good. They've not been playing the best, but able to eke out the wins. And they seem to be kind of a mid-game team. Takes them a couple innings to warm up, and usually there's a 5-7 runs racked up on them, and then they come back and come from behind and have been able to win it. So that's been good. But he injured his thumb. My son plays catcher, and so his thumb is a little tender where he caught a pitch the wrong way, and it kind of popped his thumb back a little bit. So hopefully it's nothing serious. I mean, he's able to move and all that. I think it's just kind of bruised. Maybe he pulled something. But anyway, let's check on the seedlings here. So this is the flat that was left in the van, and they're actually doing halfway decent, considering all things. And in here are the extras, what should have been, that I started just in case the regular plants didn't sprout or didn't grow very well. I had some extras, so I'll be potting these up probably within the next day or two, likely this weekend. I don't think tonight. But they're ready. They're already, some of them getting their true leaves, so their roots are going to be pretty well intertwined there. I don't see a lot coming out of the bottom yet, so that's good. You notice the purplish tinge there. Part of that's a function of temperature and just needing to be in sunlight to help with the processing of nutrients. But all that should green out. I'm thinking it's a what could be characterized as a potassium deficiency, or again related to the fact that they're not in sunlight yet, which helps get things going as far as the plants producing chlorophyll and going through their whole cycle. But they're looking pretty good, and I imagine the rootstocks on these are pretty decent. So what I'll likely do when I go to separate them is, depending on how bound they are, I may even like rinse off the grow mix from the roots. That's a little trick you can do. You can kind of put them in a cup of water to help separate those, and so you don't tear the rootstock from the plants as you're separating. But I've got enough there to do several trays, so that's good. Plenty that we can give away. I need to start my squash and cucumbers and zucchini here. I will probably do that this weekend, as it's going to take probably 3 to 4 weeks to get those up in time, which would be around Memorial Day weekend, maybe beginning of June at the latest. I am kind of glad that I didn't start, that we are kind of behind the 8 ball and that I haven't started anything, because it has been just kind of a cooler spring. In fact, we had frost this morning, and temperature's still dipping down, pretty cool. It's been in the lower 50s and pretty brisk, and some strong winds and a lot of rain. So consequently, the garden is pretty saturated as well, because I've got again, that pretty deep cover mulch there. So all this rain that we've been getting the last month, it's kind of filtered down into that mulch. In fact, my dad had someone from the county that was coming through with a big bush hog mower, talked him into coming down in one part of the garden to help mulch the leaves, and he actually got stuck, even with 4-wheel drive, because it's pretty wet. He was able to get out eventually, but kind of rutted up that side of the garden, so Dad had to kind of smooth things over. He's kind of itching to get some stuff going. I think ready for me to get out there and start cultivating things. But it's just been somewhat difficult to just find the time with all else, everything else that's going on, to get out there by the time we get home from work. It's pretty late. There's just other things that are going on. Now, some of that should, as we're the school year's ending, should be a little bit easier to kind of keep up with things. So, but the plan right now is likely Memorial Day weekend, trying to get some plants in the garden. Gonna try to spend the next 2 weeks plotting out the garden, spending a little time here and there, maybe do some weeding, get some of that Canadian thistle dug out, get some of the dandelions that have been allowed to kind of grow. They're not real invasive yet, but getting some of that stuff dug out and removed from the garden. Other than that, that's pretty much what we've had going on. So I guess that's it for now. We will catch you guys later, and hopefully everybody's doing well out there. Until next time, happy gardening.